Have you ever felt someone watching you, but when you turn around, no one's there? That prickle on your neck, that shadow just out of sight? For Emily, it wasn't her imagination. It was her roommate, Claire, the one who was always there until she wasn't. And when she vanished, she left something behind, something that wasn't human. Emily had just moved to the city, chasing a job and a fresh start. The apartment was a steel, third floor, creaky hardwood, walls stained with time. It was a 2-bedroom, but she couldn't afford it alone. That's when she found Claire's ad online. Quiet, tidy, keeps to herself. Perfect, Emily thought. They met, signed the lease, and moved in. Claire was odd. Always smiling, always watching, but never saying much. Her eyes lingered too long, like she was memorizing Emily's every move. The first night, Emily heard it, a faint scratching from Claire's room, like nails on wood. She brushed it off. Old buildings make noises, right? But the scratching didn't stop. It followed her night after night, growing louder, closer. By the second week, Emily couldn't sleep. The scratching was relentless, always from Claire's room. She asked Claire about it during breakfast. Claire just smiled, her lips tight, and said, "Mice. Old buildings, you know." But Emily didn't buy it. The scratches were too deliberate, too rhythmic. One night, she crept to Claire's door and pressed her ear against it. The scratching stopped. Silence. Then a whisper. Her name. Emily. Soft and cold. Like it came from inside her own head. She didn't open the door. She couldn't. Something told her not to. The next morning, Claire was gone. No note, no text. Her room was empty. Bed made, closet bare, like she'd never existed. But her toothbrush was still in the bathroom, her coffee mug on the counter. Emily called her, texted her. Nothing. Claire had vanished. Emily reported Claire missing, but the police weren't interested. She's an adult. People leave. But Emily couldn't shake the feeling that Claire hadn't left. She searched Claire's room. No clothes, no phone, no trace, except a single photograph tucked under the mattress. It was Emily, asleep in her bed taken from above. The angle was impossible. No one could have taken it without standing directly over her. That night, the scratching returned. Not from Claire's room, her own, under her bed. She didn't look. She couldn't. She locked her door and stayed awake, clutching a kitchen knife. The whispers started again. Her name over and over, not from one place but everywhere. Walls, ceiling, floor. Emily stopped sleeping. She set up her phone to record her room at night. The footage showed nothing, just her tossing and turning. But when she played it back, she heard it. A faint giggle, high and childlike, layered under her own breathing. She watched again. In one frame, just for a second, Claire's face appeared in the mirror across the room. Smiling, Emily hadn't seen her there. She checked the mirror. It was clean, but her reflection looked wrong. Her eyes were too dark, her smile too wide. She started noticing things. Claire's mug moved from the counter to the table. Her toothbrush appeared in Emily's bedroom, and the photo. She found more, slipped into her books, her purse, her pillowcase, all of her asleep from angles no one could have taken. Desperate, Emily asked her neighbor, Mr. Hargrove, an old man who'd lived in the building for decades. He went pale when she mentioned Claire. "No one's lived in that apartment with you," he said. "The last tenant in that room disappeared 2 years ago, a girl named Sarah." He showed her a photo. It was Claire, but the name on the missing poster was Sarah Klein. Emily's stomach dropped. The scratching started again that night, louder, angrier from inside her walls. She called the police again. They found no record of Claire or Sarah in the apartment's lease. Emily was listed as the sole tenant. But the photos, the toothbrush, the mug, they were real. And the whispers were getting louder, forming words. "You can't leave." Emily stopped going to work. She stopped leaving the apartment. The photos multiplied. Dozens now, all of her sleeping. Some with Claire's face faintly visible in the background. The scratching was constant, a cacophony inside the walls, under the floor, in her head. She tried to leave once, but the door wouldn't open. The knob turned, but it was like the door was sealed by an invisible force. The whispers became screams. "You're mine!" She smashed the mirror. It didn't help. Claire's face appeared in the shards, laughing. Emily found a note in her own handwriting, but she hadn't written it. "Claire was never here. You were." She started to wonder, was she losing her mind? Or was Claire something else? Something that had always been in the apartment, waiting for her. Emily dug deeper. She found an old article online about the apartment building. In 1973, a woman named Margaret lived in her unit. She vanished too after reporting a presence in her roommate's room. Then, in 1995, another tenant, Lisa, disappeared under the same circumstances. Both had lived alone, according to records, but both mentioned a roommate no one else saw. Emily realized Claire wasn't a person. She was the apartment. The scratching stopped. The apartment went silent. Too silent. Emily felt a cold breath on her neck. She turned, but no one was there. Then, in the reflection of her laptop screen, she saw Claire. No, not Claire herself, but different. Her own face, smiling, with Claire's dark, unblinking eyes. The realization hit. Claire wasn't haunting her. Claire was her. The next morning, the apartment was empty. Emily was gone. No bags, no note, no trace. The police found nothing except a single photo on the kitchen counter. It showed Emily asleep, taken from above. The landlord rented the apartment again. The new tenant, a young man, moved in alone, but he started hearing scratching, and at night he saw her, Emily, standing in the doorway, smiling, her eyes too dark, her voice whispering his name. Some say the apartment is cursed. Others say it's alive, feeding on its tenants, becoming them. If you ever move into a place that feels too good to be true, listen closely. If you hear scratching, don't look. And if you see your roommate watching you, run before you vanish too. If you felt that chill down your spine, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more stories that'll keep you up at night. Share your own creepy experiences in the comments. Have you ever had a roommate who wasn't quite right? Stay tuned for our next tale, and whatever you do, don't look behind you.